This is World Championship Wrestling. Ladies and gentlemen, hi, and welcome to TBS. This Wednesday night in the month of January, 2001 is upon us, and we are heading now to Super Brawl Revenge. We're only 25 days away. Hi, everybody. Tony Schiavone, along with the Professor Mike today, ringside, and a lot of things have gone down. Only 24 hours, Mike, as we head to Super Brawl Revenge.
Tony, you're not kidding. On the heels of the sale of WCW to new ownership, questions continue to surround World Championship Wrestling. What changes will be implemented? Is the boss, Ric Flair, looking to establish his power position? Will we get the answers to those questions and so many more tonight here on Thunder?
So many changes to come about. We do not know what changes will be, but as we see Shane Helms in the ring, let's take a look at what went down at Sin.
Let's take you back 10 days to Sin. Shane Helms challenged Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight title. The competitive contest saw Shane Helms in control much of the way until Chavo prevailed in the end to keep that Cruiserweight Championship belt. And that brings us to tonight and a very special Cruiserweight Contender Countdown.
Unique rules here, Mike, because we're going to find who is going to be the next Cruiserweight top contender.
Tony, we're going to start with two men in the ring. And the first two, Shane Helms and primetime Elix Skipper. As soon as there is a fall, the loser is eliminated. And the next randomly drawn competitor will come out, enter the contest. Match continues until just one man is left, and he is declared the winner. Only two men in the ring at any given time.
Primetime dropped to a hold on Shane Helms. Shane had that match we saw, you were a part of at WCW Sin, but there is no question that Primetime, even though he has held the Cruiserweight title, it was given to him, is the man who was during that run, I thought, a worthy champion. Mike, here's a cover 1-2 and a 2 count.
Well, you're right. He was handed that 100 kilos and under title by the Team Canada leader Lance Storm, then proved to be quite a good fighting champion. Tonight, the winner of this matchup will go on and gain a title shot at Chavo Jr. upcoming at Super Brawl Revenge, February the 18th in Nashville.
Double underhook, took him over, did Primetime. You talked about the new ownership of WCW and the changes that will be forthcoming. The transition period is right now. There you see Primetime climbing up on top. Look at this, the balance and the agility of Primetime in midair, spun around, twisting with a guillotine leg drop, and he almost pinned him. He got a 2 count. Talked about Ric Flair, how it impacts Ric Flair. Of course, Ric Flair was a man that prevented Goldberg from ever getting a title shot with Scott Steiner. That was the man on the forefront that got Goldberg out of WCW. Look at this, could be the vertebraker here, Mike.
It's exactly what it is. Attempted the vertebraker, and he drives Primetime down to the canvas.
1, 2, 3. It's over.
Shane Helms advances. He continues in this matchup featuring 10 of the top cruiserweights in the world. Who's going to be next? It's Evan Courageous.
His old partner, members of 3 count, Evan Courageous ducks in. Not a bad move by Shane to meet him out on the floor that time, and now Evan will shoot him on the inside. So, big crossbody from the top. 1, 2, and a 2 count. It's almost like a game of winners when you're playing basketball in the backyard. The winner stays on the court until he loses.
Of course, the luck of the draw plays an important role. The later you enter, the better chance you have of surviving. Going to try the vertebraker again?
Been winning the match moments ago over Primetime. Can he do it again? There you go! Can it be 2 in a row? That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3.
And he did it!
How about Shane Helms? Determination. Oh, the phone now. Look who the next opponent is for Shane Helms. It's Kidman. If Kidman wins, Kidman stays in. If Helms wins, of course, he'll stay in to meet a 4th man.
Of course, Billy Kidman, 2 times in the past the WCW World's Cruiserweight Champion, but believe it or not, it's been almost 2 years since he held the title. If he continues on in this Cruiserweight Contender Countdown, if he defeats all the other men, he will get a shot at Chavo Jr. upcoming at Super Brawl Revenge next month.
Shane Helms, jawbreaker on Kidman. Shane with a great maneuver to get rid of Evan Courageous in a hurry. To keep some reserve, some win. Look at this. Nightmare on Helm Street. He missed.
Oh, short powerbomb. Kidman connects. Gets 2 in.
Oh, he escaped. Kidman got out of that move by Shane Helms that caused a nightmare on Helm Street. Swinging wildly now, Kidman. That time Shane Helms blocked it. Look at this. 1, 2. Oh, Kidman got up and he had the arms crossed up as well.
Yeah, attempted the X-Plex there. You see that Shane Helms has really almost come out of nowhere here. Yes, a former member in that 3-count group, now seemingly making his own mark as a singles competitor here in the cruiserweight division. The sensation of innovation is a nickname that certainly works for Sugar Shane Helms.
Oh! Bulldog him off of the top, did Kidman. Kidman will make a cover. 1, 2, no! And Shane Helms lives again. Let's not sell short the other partner, Shannon Moore, who will be a part of this Cruiserweight Contender Countdown, where one man will go on to Super Brawl, trying the Kid Crusher. It was blocked that time. Look at this. He's going to try a third straight vertebreaker.
Oh, no! Nice move there by Kidman to reverse it. Kid Crusher.
1, 2, Kidman wins. Kidman advances. And now Kidman waits for the next man. It's Yang of the Young Dragons. Yang and Kidman as the Cruiserweight Contender Countdown continues after this. Yang is in the ring. We're back. The Cruiserweight Countdown continues. One man will go on to face Chavo Jr. at Super Brawl Revenge on the 18th of February. Snapped him over, did Kidman. Ducking low. Good front kick that time by Yang. Head of steam. Kidman elevates him with a back body drop. And Yang drives a shoulder into the gut of Kidman. And a reverse neck breaker across the top of the rope.
Yeah, you really can't discount what Shane Helms accomplished in this matchup, eliminating Elix Skipper as well as Evan Courageous. And then we see that Kidman beats him to advance.
He stumbled that time and Kidman took advantage of it. Great move by Kidman. He nailed him as he fell off of the top turnbuckle pad. And Kidman, that's why they're high-risk maneuvers. Kidman, with that patented standing drop kick of his, put Yang down.
And again, remember what's at stake here. The winner of this countdown gets a shot at the Cruiserweight title coming up on February the 18th at Super Brawl Revenge.
Wild swing and a miss and a pickup. Side slam that time and drove him down as Leah Mayal encourages her man from the bottom of your screen, right of your screen now. Here we go for the ride into the turnbuckle pad once again, and a great move by Yang. Oh, and Kidman went face first.
Snapped off the move. That head scissors attempt, it drove Kidman face first to the canvas. Now, because of the random draw, you have the chance to see regular partners face each other. Truly, every man for himself.
Still many men to go in this Cruiserweight Contender Countdown. One of his patented moves, getting up the chest of a man, but he turned around, and Kidman nailed him. Kidman! Oh, how about that? Hurricanrana in the middle of the ring. No, and a 2.
So close that time. The Frankensteiner there by Kidman, gaining the 2 count, the near pinfall, almost eliminating Yang.
Pick up Kidman with a lot of reserve left, but what does Yang have? Back elbows. Staggers Yang. Uppercuts right on target in the solar plexus, and now Kidman goes crashing down. Yang does not have the ring experience of a Kidman. 1, 2. And Kidman escapes that time from a 2 count.
Yeah, we talked about possibly tag team partners going face-to-face, head-to-head against each other. What if Yang was able to defeat Kidman here, and what if Kaz Hayashi was the next person out?
Kaz Hayashi still back there. Face first goes Yang. Kidman could have won it. No. We understand Lash LaRue, Jamie Noble, Rey Mysterio Jr., all. Shannon Moore, as we talked about. You said Kaz Hayashi, but it's still random draw. We don't know who the next man will be. But the longer this match goes, this match right here, this part of the match, cannot favor the man in the ring. 1, 2. Well, the man that wins this, and Kaz, or make it Yang, of course, thought he had won the thing. Now the reversal by Kidman. Yang, still a lot of reserve left, rolls him up. 1, 2, Kidman. The powerful legs of Billy Kidman pushed him off, but Yang comes away with a back elbow.
And of course, the longer this matchup goes, the disadvantage is to the man who advances, because then the freshman will be coming from the back.
So they want to get it over in a hurry. Shane Helms got his second opponent done in a hurry with that vertebreaker.
Kid Crusher off the second rope.
Amazing.
Innovative move. First time I've ever seen it.
1, 2, 3.
And it paid off.
Kidman with his second win. But how much of Kidman is left for Jamie Noble? Jamie Noble up on top.
Wow!
Coming away with a missile dropkick. He's going to try to win it right now. 1, 2, and he almost did it.
Smart strategy by Noble. Go for the pin. Go for the win right away.
And what an upset that would have been. Kidman hits the ropes. Noble hits Kidman on the flight in. Here's the cover. No! Kidman get the right shoulder up.
How much can Kidman have left in this matchup after going against Shane Helms and Yang and now Jamie Noble?
He lands on his feet. Kidman with a blow in the back. Hold the phone. He's got him hooked. Ow! Reverse suplex that time. Front side. Landing hard with Jamie Noble, and it bought Kidman some time. That's what he needed. He needs a rebound here.
Kidman still, though, a little weary. A little slow to follow up the advantage, and heads up, high-risk move all the way to the top, and Noble cut him off.
Slow of foot to get to the top. Jamie Noble sees an opening once again. Oh, Jamie Noble now with a chance to win it again. Can he? No!
So close, and you can see the hunger in the eyes of Jamie Noble as well as the frustration. He was so close that time to scoring the win.
He sees, you're right, Mike, an opportunity in front of him. Fire Kidman throws him over the top, lands on the back of his head. And once again, Kidman, as you can see, the weariness of Kidman from 2 previous matches. Still trying to buy himself some time. He hits him with an offensive move, but has nothing to follow it up with here.
Now Jamie Noble sees an opening. Sends him face first into the top turnbuckle. See if he can follow up the advantage.
Noble may find out the hard way. You can't count out Billy Kidman. Kidman's got him up. Oh, look at this! Oh!
Hit the driver off the top.
1, 2. Oh, he got out.
Oh, it's amazing. Got the shoulder up at 2.
How did Jamie Noble escape that? Kidman wondering as well, but Jamie Noble's still in this. The winner will go on. We'll have to wrestle next, but who would the opponent be? Noble held on to that maneuver that time, and look at this, Kidman. Got the Kid Crusher. No!
He reversed the Kid Crusher. Got him up. Tombstone pile driver. No, that was reversed by Kidman.
Amazing. Look at this. Noble now reverses that. He could have up.
Yes, a tombstone.
He's going to cover. 1, 2.
He did it! Jamie Noble, what an upset. That has to be the biggest singles victory of Jamie Noble's career. He just defeated Kidman, and look at this. Look who's next. Rey Mysterio Jr.
One of the odds-on favorites for sure. Former multi-champion Rey Mysterio Jr. A fresh man in against Jamie Noble, who has, as you said, Mike, pulled the upset, the biggest win of his young career.
Rey Mysterio, the most celebrated cruiserweight champ in WCW history. 5 times Rey Jr. has held that cruiserweight title, and obviously the most experienced of the 10 men in this matchup, and he's gonna go what? Slides through. Oh, look at that! Sliding tornado DDT by Mysterio.
Amazing. Mysterio, obviously, a lot of reserve, and Jamie Noble is down. I was surprised at first that Rey was waiting in the ring for Noble. I thought he would go out and get him, but he was just waiting for the right time. And the time was right, and he hit it. And now, Rey Mysterio is up top, hitting. No! Good move by Noble! He caught it! 1, 2, and no! A sit-out powerbomb caught him coming out of the ropes that time.
Can you imagine making your name for yourself, beating both Kidman and Mysterio in the same match? Tombstone again!
What he beat Kidman with, he tried it again. Standing switch, nice move again by Noble. Rey hits the ropes, he's up on top, and Rey's in trouble. Maybe he's not. Look at that! Oh, is that incredible or what? Did we just see that? Now Rey, with his opponent prone, diving headbutt. Small of the back, and wins it.
Oh. And again, props to Jamie Noble for defeating Kidman and competing with Rey Mysterio Jr. Who's going to be next to face Rey? It's Lash LaRue.
Lash LaRue comes out, former champion as well. Here he comes. And ducking low is Rey Jr. Lash holds his own, obviously, with the weight advantage here. Will it propel him to a victory? Tilt-a-whirl side slam. Lash LaRue with the man down. Oh! Seated dropkick at 1, 2, no, and a 2 count.
And again, if you've joined us in progress, this Cruiserweight Countdown matchup, we will determine a #1 contender, and we will find out who will challenge Chavo Guerrero for the Cruiserweight title at Super Brawl Revenge in February.
Oh, head first. Rey with some hang time. That time getting up. Trying to get up in the corner. Lash LaRue, he needs to get it away because here comes the Bronco Buster. Driving all the way down across the chest. In the back of the neck against the The lower turnbuckle pad of Lash LaRue.
Now think about Lash LaRue. If he would win this matchup, if he would go on and win this, he would become the #1 contender. Split-legged moonsault by Rey.
1, 2, 3.
And he beat him, he eliminated him. I was going to talk about Lash LaRue and Chavo Jr., the former Misfits mate, but it doesn't get that far. Rey Jr. eliminates him, and here comes Shannon Moore.
Shannon Moore of 3 Count, a man we talked about earlier, his tag team partner eliminated after 2 sensational wins, and now he must take full advantage of a rendered Rey Mysterio Jr. Look, pushed him off, shoulder block into the midsection. Rey Jr. doubled over that time. Oh, what a move, guillotine, leg drop from the top, hitting. He almost beat Rey that quickly, Mike.
Well, Mysterio almost at the point here of exhaustion, it looks like, but still able to fight off that attempt at the pin and not allow Shannon Moore to score the win and continue. Right hand rock Rey Jr. in the corner.
Reversal, climbing the ropes. Look at Shannon, twisting, spinning into the center of the ring, lost his balance. Rey using his quickness. Shannon with a great move. Good go behind that time. Waist lock. Look at that, he's ducking low out of the way of those elbows, bridged over. Look at this pinning combination.
Got it.
Pinning. Amazing. Rey Mysterio Jr. wins again.
And then there was one by process of elimination. Kaz Hayashi is the last man. This is the opportunity for one man to ascend to the top here in one night, here in one match, and become the #1 contender.
It's between Kaz and Rey. And as you can see, Kaz Hayashi, oh, it's fresh. Rear leg front kick in the face, and it could be it, no.
And one would think that would have to be the difference. The fresh Kaz Hayashi against the winded Rey Mysterio Jr. has already competed here in several matchups.
Into the gut goes Rey. Kaz holding on. Rey's got him, or does Kaz have Rey? Who has whom here? Up on, look at this, Rey still holding on. Kaz got him!
Oh, what a show of power and strength by Hayashi!
1, 2 from the sit-up power bubble! Rey at the last second in Tigress. Almost had a heart attack on that one.
How many more times can Rey Jr. kick out of finishing moves like that one from Kaz Hayashi?
Just a matter of time into the corner. He's got to be exhausted. Rey puts the foot up. Kaz with reckless abandon paid for it. Rey over the top sunset flip. Didn't hold on to it though. Back they go again the other way. Rey in the corner. Lordy man. Good move by Rey.
Great strategy. Kaz went shoulder first into the steel ring post. But you see that Mysterio is slow to recover.
The fast pace must help Kaz Hayashi because of the length of time that Rey is spending the ring. But will it prove a victory for Kaz, the fresh man? Rey up on the... Kaz caught him, Rey's got him!
Blocked in mid-move by Mysterio.
1, 2, it is it!
He did it!
Rey Mysterio Jr. moves on to Chavo Jr. And he earned it. The match is set for the WCW Cruiserweight title and Super Brawl revenge. What a match that's going to be.
What an accomplishment. He eliminated 4 men. Jamie Noble, Lash LaRue, Shannon Moore, and finally Kaz Hayashi. And Rey Mysterio is again the #1 contender to the Cruiserweight title, and he gets the shot at Chavo Jr. at Super Brawl.
So, will Rey Jr. win the Cruiserweight title once again? Or will Chavo Guerrero win it at Super Brawl in only 25 days? We got more coming with you on Thunder. So much
Something's gotta change. Something's gotta... You're here! You're here!
Yes, Norman. The time has come for me to let my impact and indomitable wrath be felt among the evildoers of WCW. Ha ha!
I can't believe you're actually here in the flesh.
Believe it, Norman. A true hero has finally come. And Norman, ha ha! Always remember that I will watch your back.
You can't believe the tough match I got tonight. I need your help. I'm gonna get jiggy tonight. Yeah. This guy's so big and so strong, and he's just so...
I'm the greatest! Who was he talking to, Mike?
So I'd have to presume that was Glacier. I mean, we didn't see him, but he said he would watch his back. Will he come back? You think? Finally?
Maybe we'll find out tonight. The Cat and Ms. Jones out to the ring area. And let's take a look at what he had to endure last night.
Yeah, it was Tuesday on Nitro when the Cat retained his power, when he defeated the franchise with help from the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner, and the Cat keeps his role as commissioner of WCW.
Ernest Miller, the Cat, into the ring. The commissioner, a man who can make matches. And if Flair makes a match, he can obviously add to it.
I wonder what ownership thinks about that, the new ownership of WCW. Of course, Ric Flair behind even forcing Goldberg out of World Championship Wrestling.
I know you people have noticed, and I certainly have. Ric Flair, you want me out of here, don't you, Ric Flair? It's not gonna work, Ric Flair. You know you can't keep a good cat down like myself. Now, I'm gonna show you that I'm the boss. For Super Bowl, I'm gonna tell you what, baby, I booked a good show for everybody out there. You know, I got Big Papa Dump taking on Kevin Nash for that world title.
You're not kidding. The world awaits that one.
Yeah, I got that little bitty slop nuts taking on DDP.
Jarrett and Paige.
And guess what? I just added one more. Got to be a great match. We got Lil Rey Mysterio taking on Chavo Jr. I'm telling you, that's got to be the good show. But I'm going to tell you, I can't wait to get to the show tonight. We got a show set up here. Miss Jones, you about to tell him this got to be one of the greatest shows. You people here tonight going to see Thunder, and you ain't going to be able to believe what's going on. I'm telling you this right now. We got some guys back there waiting to get to this ring. And you know I'm going to bring them on out here because we got a little bit of slap nuts, Jeff Jarrett, coming on, and we going to have him in this ring against Hugh Morris.
Whoa.
And I hope Hugh laugh all over his ass.
We saw him go at it in the
And
back.
I tell you what now, for the main event, maybe we can't put Rick the main. Hold on, I'm so excited I can't help myself, people. This show right here got to be the guy. We got Big Papa Dump tonight. Maybe we can't make him put that title belt up, but he got to bring his ass to the ring. And I tell you what, him and Animal. Yeah,
Him and Animal.
You know, Ric Flair Stooges. They gonna tag up in this match tonight, and they gonna face two of my boys.
Who?
Chronic.
Whoa! Chronic against Scott Steiner and Road Warrior
I can't
Animal.
wait. I'm so excited. I can't wait, man. Let's get this show started right. Somebody hit my music. I'm the greatest.
The Cat has spoken.
Chronic to face Road Warrior Animal and the world champion Scott Steiner on this program. Four of the super heavyweights, the baddest men in the entire world.
And what must Ric Flair, the boss, the CEO of WCW, think about that?
For the all-time greats in tag team wrestling, Jeff Jarrett must face Hugh Morris.
You guys are nucleus. You guys are the company. The
Look at
Cat's
this.
getting away with this. He's the commissioner, but we got a master plan. I'll promise you, when the time is right, we'll strike and we'll put ourselves in the place we need to be tonight. Tonight.
What could that master plan be? They're unified in the back.
God, you're my study. You're knocking me around. You're gonna get beat tonight. What are you
Still to come tonight.
I really hope you come.
Well, Mike, everybody trying to get in line for the boss, Ric Flair.
Posturing, was that what you would say?
I think, yeah, that's what you would call it.
It
Yeah.
seems that way, doesn't it?
Screaming Norman, who is very excited about a man he saw in the backstage. Could it have been Glacier? I don't know.
I would think, but you never know. Remember back, Tony, though, 1 week ago on this program, Norman Smiley fell victim to the old switcheroo. It was last Wednesday on Thunder when Heavy D swapped places with his brother, Big Ron Harris. Norman was waiting for Glacier to watch his back, and Glacier never arrived. You can see Screaming Norman there looking for Glacier. I think Norman feels awfully confident tonight knowing that he has someone to watch his back.
So we think that Glacier has arrived here tonight after how long of a hiatus?
Wow, it's been a long time, hasn't it?
Hold on
Over
down.
a year.
He said his opponent was tough tonight, and he
Whoa.
was right.
His opponent is awesome tonight.
Here is the Canadian Killer, Mike Awesome, along with Major Guns. Fans, a reminder, we're taking Thunder to the next level and want you to be a part of it. During Thunder right now, log on to TBSSuperstation.com and click on Enhanced TBS. You'll find an explosive, synchronized experience that takes you closer to wrestling than ever before. Enhanced TBS on TBSSuperstation.com. Tune in, log on, interact. It's just like being there. Screaming Norman and the Canadian Killer, Mike Awesome. Wow, what a matchup. Jamie Tucker, referee, signals from the bell, and here we go. Mike, before this match gets underway, We're talking moments ago about Ric Flair cementing his power, at least attempting to, before the change of ownership becomes complete. And we talked about how Flair was the man behind Goldberg being out of WCW. I wonder what the new owners, when this transformation is finally complete, thinks about what happened to Goldberg.
Well, those are really questions that we do have to have answered. Goldberg forced out through those stipulations implemented by the boss, Ric Flair. And you're right, one has to wonder how the new ownership will react to everything in WCW, including the power-hungry boss, Ric Flair.
And especially what went down, because Goldberg never retired. He was forced into this. We all know it. Oh, it started in October, and of course culminated at Sin a couple of weeks, almost 2 weeks ago, a 2 count that time, as the Canadian Killer, a man who on this program a week ago had a tremendous matchup against Kidman, pushed Kidman to the limit, and really since he's had his haircut, he is really taken it up a notch or two, Mike.
Almost like his focus has really returned. Of course, Mike Awesome really making Team Canada one of the great forces in World Championship Wrestling as Major Guns from ringside looks on approvingly.
Norman doesn't look quite as confident as when he first walked out here, but he rebounds now, and coming back, that European uppercut did not faze Mike Awesome at all, but he'll shoot him into the far side and now take him down with a back elbow. Do not sell Screaming Norman smiling short.
What's he looking for? Is he looking for Glacier? What is he doing?
I looked like he was going to start the big wiggle, but he paid the price as Awesome came running across with a running lariat to put him down again. So now, look at this. Double underhook. Got him hooked over the top. Oh, nicely done. Great execution by the Canadian Killer.
Just overpowered him. Took him over, goes for the cover.
2, got a 2 count, and Norman comes away out of that one. Well, the Canadian Killer has just about everything in his arsenal, and he's shown us that he can wrestle. He has shown us that he can go up top, and he can brawl as well. He really has been, I really think, a great addition to Team Canada, if you like Team Canada.
Well, so very well-rounded, as you mentioned. He really can do it all in the ring. Flies like a cruiserweight, despite the fact that he's near 300 pounds. And you're right, he can brawl with the best as he puts the boots to Norman.
But we think that Glacier is here, although we are not sure. It seemed as if Norman was talking to someone he was very excited about. Head first to the top turnbuckle. Do not forget what a tag team battle we've got coming up for you later in this telecast as Norman tries to fire back on the Canadian Killer, but will stop short. We have world champion Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal. What a super team that is against, can you believe this, Chronic. That's coming up later on here on Thunder tonight.
You know, when you look at that team, Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal, I think you have one member each from maybe the 2 most dominating tag teams of the past 2 decades.
Here's a
Look at the
cover.
leg.
Norman was able to escape with the right shoulder up, but barely got it, and Awesome thought he should have won the thing.
Of course, we're talking about the Steiner brothers and the Road Warriors. They'll both be represented tonight, and they go into the ring against this team of Chronic. And I think in Chronic, you probably have the closest thing to the Steiners and the Road Warriors that we've seen in years.
There's another point. Steiner tonight will not have to defend the title. He just has to fight, and we know he does that very, very well. Chronic will welcome the fight as well.
Yeah, we heard Ric Flair say Tuesday on Nitro that Scott Steiner will not have to defend that World's Heavyweight title belt until Super Brawl Revenge, when he puts the World's Heavyweight title on the line against Kevin Nash.
That is coming up in a mere 25 days, and now you're seeing the Canadian Killer, Mike Awesome, with the knee between the shoulder blades, pulling back a rear chin lock on Screaming Norman. So we have seen Awesome do just about everything in the course of this match, and Norman right now is really, Norman needs help. But does he have help here?
Norman came into this matchup awfully confident, but it's not really helping him as he continues to scoot around the ring and seemingly look around ringside.
Call like it is. Norman is getting his tail kicked, and he's been looking around. Look, he's still looking. Oh, the phone. What do we got here? Could this be? Is it for real? Could this be the... That's awfully familiar music, Mike.
I think, Tony, our world is about to change.
Can you believe Glacier is back? And Mike Awesome in the interim has not missed a beat. He is still wasting Norman in the ring, but now Norman, oh boy, that music, look, Norman sees. He hears the music, he sees the man. It's fired him up, and here comes Glacier.
Here he comes. Awesome's in trouble because Screaming Norman has backup. Check out that new look, that upgrade, and look, here comes Norman Superhero.
I would not want to be Mike Awesome when Glacier gets to the ring, I can tell you that. Whenever he gets to the ring. I'm waving to the fans. Well, it has been a long time. Meanwhile, Norman's getting the stuffing kicked out of him. Oh, maybe not.
Does this seem strange to you?
Did he just pose for a picture?
That he's out here not really even concentrating on this match? Kicked by Awesome, Rock Smiley.
Give me a frozen block break.
He's at his feet, but he's almost oblivious to him.
This is almost silly. Look at this. He was here to, didn't he say he was going to help Norman?
Almost silly.
Oh! Into the safety rail. Norman has Awesome. Right now he's playing with Norman. Glacier has not even looked at the ring.
That's backup. He's out here glad-handing everybody at ringside. Posing for pictures. Awesome. Cover.
1, 2. Norman getting it out of there. Hey, Glacier.
Able to escape.
Hey.
Glacier is back.
Good to see you. And Norman is in the...
Check this out. Check the ring. Meanwhile, in the ring, look out.
No.
Here he comes. Got him up in the air. Thought he was going to go for the Awesome bomb. Smiley able to escape.
Goodness, Norman escaped, but now power slam by Awesome. Under the floor. 1, 2. No. We've never had this, man. We've never had an entrance and an autograph session in the middle of a match before. I'm sorry about this.
I thought we have a new president. Is Glacier running for office? The way he's out here pressing the flesh, kissing babies.
Wait a minute, the butt top! There's the heavyweight taking flight like a cruiserweight. It's Mike Awesome, and the music is still going on. Of course it is.
Look at this,
Holy
Glacier.
smokes, we've
Glacier,
seen
have a
everything.
clue and turn around, would you? Here comes the running Awesome bomb. Oh, he just folded him up.
That's got to be it. 1, 2, 3, it's over.
This guy's clueless.
Well, one thing we know about Norman, he absorbs punishment quite well. He hung in there, and he was decimated by the Canadian Killer. And he had absolutely no help at all from a man that he begged to return. A man he couldn't wait to see walk through the back door.
I'm not even sure if Glacier even still realizes that Smiley lost the match.
Oh, wait a minute, he's going to the ring. Didn't he come out here to get a piece of Awesome?
A little late to watch Norman's back, isn't it? Oh, yeah, sure. Now he's striking the pose like he's ready for action. About 5 minutes too late, pal.
Now he's ready to go. Now he's ready to go.
Oh, yeah, I think our world has changed.
Norman's did too. Only one fell swoop.
Norman, like I told you, I'd always be there to watch your back. And that's what I was, here to watch your back.
I've seen everything now, fans. Oh, well, it wouldn't be Glacier without this, now would it? And if that's watching a man's back, no thank you.
Norman Smiley, Superhero, has returned to World Championship Wrestling, and he didn't help Norman at all.
He just pushed him away. He's getting in the way of his routine. Come on.
He's lost it.
Ask you to join the elite group, big opportunity, of the top talent in the business today. And what do? You go out and get beat by Chavo Guerrero. Are you kidding me? But what? Tell him.
But we talked to the boss. And this is big. He's gonna give you another chance tonight. We talked him into it.
You like it?
Because we're such great guys.
We are great guys. And we look great too. Good luck, buddy. So good luck, man.
Yeah.
Go get him now.
Thanks, guys.
One last chance now. Go get him.
Very good. You all right? Hey. He hasn't got a chance. Oh my gosh, pathetic. He looks horrible too. What's with that ab thing?
I don't know. I think she changed him in.
Did you see that? The way they buried him as soon as he turned around?
Are they the ultimate backstabbers? Connivers? Swervers?
All of the above.
Looks like Kwee Wee's back. You talking about Mr. Explosive. We got it right here, Mike.
And here he comes, and it's Kwee Wee, who last week on this program challenged the locker room to impress the boss. In the process, Rick Steiner answered the call and destroyed him. Then last night on TNT, Kwee Wee dared a member of WCW's security staff to get into the ring with a real man and then went through him like a buzzsaw.
Now take a look at Kwee Wee right here, and take a look at the the angry, the aggressive Pee Wee that we've seen in the ring.
You still have not asked the Quee-Wee to be a part of your team.
It's back to Pee Wee. He's back to his old self.
The Quee-Wee is quite angry. And as you can see, I'm all man. I'm gonna continue to come out here and challenge anybody to a fight that wants to fight the Quee-Wee. Because I am all man.
He's got a split personality is what he's got.
And he's
Who
still
would like
trying
to fight
impress
the
Ric
Quee-Wee?
Flair. What is it, open challenge again?
Yeah. Please, looking around.
Didn't work out too well last week with Rick Steiner.
Are you kidding me? Did you think it would?
Would you
I'm
like to
gonna
fight the
rethink this.
Quee-Wee?
Wait a minute. What?
Are you all man?
Well, there he goes. Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Did somebody hear him snap? Hey,
That's a fan from the front row.
you can't do
Snap!
this to a fan.
Oh, he
Fans, my
snapped all
God.
right.
Fans, please, I beg you, when you come to an arena, do not just stay away from these guys, especially this nut. He drugged this fan. Look at people are shocked. He drugged this fan.
This has gotten totally out of hand.
Oh, this is horrible. Fans, we apologize for this. This fan had something to say with a Goldberg shirt on.
Oh, he pile drove him.
And listen,
Listen, yeah, do you hear?
Yes,
Saying, Quee-Wee, please.
we need
pleading
security.
with
We
him.
need some help. We need somebody from the back. I don't know how.
Flair,
Please,
this is
somebody
why
come
you
out
should
here.
have the Quee-Wee
God.
on your side.
Oh, this is horrible. Fans, I beg you, stay away from these wrestlers. Do not threaten them. Do not. No, this is not supposed to happen.
I wonder if Ric Flair's going to be impressed with that attack.
Beating up a fan?
He's trying to impress the boss.
Oh, come on, Mike. Where's this going to end with this guy?
He snapped. Absolutely snapped.
Still to come tonight, we've got the world champion Scott Steiner. We got Road Warrior Animal together. What a team it's going to be against the Ultimate Team in Chronic.
And we take another look at this fan from ringside that got into the verbal argument with Quee-Wee and then received, as we see here, we take yet another look, received a pile driver, spiked him, dropped him on his head for his trouble.
The guy's head was below the legs, jammed into the mat. Do not try this at home. This cannot happen to an everyday man off the street. This is horrible. This is pathetic. But I guess this is what Quee-Wee is all about.
The chosen one.
Chronic. Coming up later on in our feature bout, and yes, they're taking sides in WCW, Mike.
Chronic has the opportunity tonight to be mentioned in the same breath as those great tag teams through the years, like the Steiner brothers, like the Road Warriors, because in our main event it will be Road Warrior Animal and the world's heavyweight champion, Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner, against Brian Clark and Brian Adams of Chronic. That yet to come tonight in our main event on the Superstation.
That is an incredible combination of Road Warrior Animal, who no one predicted that Road Warrior Animal and Sin would be the much talked about mystery opponent. That one took everyone
Now what?
by surprise.
The personal bodyguard, the sergeant at arms for the boss, Ric Flair. That's the role for Road Warrior Animal.
Fans, once again, we apologize for what happened earlier to a fan at the hands of Quee-Wee, but here's what happened last night.
It was last evening on Nitro on TNT, where the Chosen One, Jeff Jarrett, came out. He used the guitar on Diamond Dallas Page, and that allowed the total package Lex Luger to put DDP up in the rack and score the victory.
Jeff Jarrett, you know, we talked about things to come in WCW. We don't know what to expect with the change in ownership. I wonder what they think about Jeff Jarrett's guitars. This thing about Goldberg has always gnawed at me. It's not right. It's just not right. Some things are right, some things are not right. That's not.
I'm the chosen one. I'm the man with all the stroke around this place.
Yeah, right now, maybe, he thinks.
So, Kat, you want to book me in a match against DDP at Super Brawl? Well, you must have forgot that last year in the Triple Cage, I beat DDP
for the WCW World title. And Kamish, I can guarantee you one thing, you're gonna get the same results this year.
Yeah, he had help of
Because the way
about
I
half the
see it,
roster, didn't he, last
it's gonna
year?
be real hard for Dallas to diamond cut the Chosen One when he's wearing this guitar around his neck. And Hugh Morris, it's obvious you can't take a joke. But you want to jump me in the back? Well, that's just fine and dandy. But now it's time to pay the consequences. I got Ric Flair's army watching my back, and that means one thing: I'm untouchable. I'm the Chosen One. We are the greatest single unit ever assembled in WCW. And you can't even keep the MIAs together. Well, you won't have to worry about that after tonight, because you're going to be too busy plucking the guitar pieces out of your fat, thick skull. So choke on that, Morris.
What does new ownership think about that strength in numbers plan of the boss, Ric Flair? That's another one of the questions that we have to have answered.
Last night, Scott Hudson brought up a good point. Was it by coincidence that the new ownership was announced and he did what he did at Sin almost at the same time?
Check out the smile. The smile is back on Hugh Morris as the Laughing Man hits the ring. And of course, it was earlier tonight on this program when Hugh Morris snapped when Jeff Jarrett offered up some wisecracks backstage. Morris attacking the Chosen One until security intervened.
That snap that you talked about, Mike, and we saw earlier and just saw again, was a long time coming. And Jarrett pushes Hugh Morris back towards the corner. Should have done that. And the former General Rection, that maniacal laugh and that smile is back. But that smile is not always a happy smile, Mike.
Just a sinister smile, isn't it, at times? You really just don't know what's going on between the ears of Hugh Morris.
It's not happy when that smile and that face is looking at you. The big man, side headlock on Jeff Jarrett. Jarrett and Diamond Dallas Page running over Jarrett that time. Coming up at Super Brawl Revenge on the 18th of January, or February 18th, we are going to be in Nashville, Tennessee at the Municipal Auditorium. Of course, that's the backyard of Jeff Jarrett.
And plus, don't forget, in addition to Jarrett and DDP, world's title defense for Scott Steiner. According to Flair, the next time he defends the title is at Super Brawl Revenge when he faces Kevin Nash. And as we saw earlier tonight in this program, Rey Mysterio Jr. winning that top contender spot for the Cruiserweight title. He faces Chavo Jr. Great power slam by Hugh Morris in the cover.
Covered him, got him two, and Jeff Jarrett got out of it in a 2 count. What an appropriate name, Revenge. So many personal issues, personal vendettas, attempting to be settled at Super Brawl. 25 days out. We're over 3 weeks out, and this much intensity and this much animosity already heading towards Super Brawl.
Yeah, heat has really been turned up here in World Championship Wrestling, and it might just be because of that new ownership that we talked about. Jarrett with the chair, drove it right into the midsection of Hugh Morris.
Deep in the midsection, Jarrett is not the type of guy that would take you on the outside just to play around with you, just to prove a point. He wants to hurt you. He wants to make it known. I mean, he already said, even really little foreshadowing, maybe talking about there's a guitar for Diamond Dallas Page coming up at Super Brawl.
And I'm sure that DDP has revenge on his mind after tasting that guitar Tuesday on Nitro and allowing Lex Luger to get the win. As we see Jarrett now stake out the leg of Morris and cannonballs down with all of his weight across the knee.
Hugh Morris, who has come back out of his shell, so to speak, if you think that General Rection was a shell. When he was General Rection, he was the U.S. Heavyweight Champion, but the problems that existed, the problems that festered within the camp of MIA brought Hugh Morris back to the top. The betrayal. It all started with the betrayal of Chavo Guerrero, formerly Lieutenant Loco, and then it escalated when Sergeant AWOL walked away from the leader of MIA.
And of course, the Misfits in action, dissolved by Hugh Morris. Oh, into the corner, Jarrett able to avoid him. Comes out with that snap Mayor, and I think you're right, Tony, when you talk about as General Rection, he gained his highest status in his wrestling career, winning that U.S. heavyweight title. Let's see if he can use that same focus, that same level of concentration as Hugh Morris to ascend once again to championship level.
At first goes Hugh Morris to the turnbuckle pad, and now Jeff Jarrett now. Holding his own, but Hugh Morris with all that bulk. Sending to the other side. Down goes Hugh Morris. Jeff Jarrett. Oh, foot is up. And the big guy got the foot up in the face of Jeff Jarrett. Staggered him. Jarrett tried a wild swing that time, but no! With an atomic drop. Hit a running lariat. Down goes Jarrett.
The heart of Hugh Morris so evident here. The locker room leader that the former United States champion is. Connects with the slam. Headed to the top. Could it be the no laughing matter top rope moonsault?
Oh, no.
Sergeant AWOL.
One of the turncoats, one of the backstabbers. But just AWOL. He's out by himself. That same big elbow from the top. Crashing down. 1, 2. Jarrett barely escaped that one, Mike.
Check out the wall at ringside. AWOL just staring, just watching.
He's lurking around the ring, ready to pounce anytime. And
Look
here
at
it
this.
is. Oh, it's the same thing that we saw that a week ago. This time, Hugh Morris comes away. And the big splash into the corner. Jeff Jarrett with a wild swing and miss.
Can Hugh Morris do it here? Atomic drop in the corner.
Oh, that time they collided. Back of the head and forehead, and now AWOL's in the ring as the referee's got Jarrett. He's trying to get the guitar from Jarrett. No, look at AWOL.
The man that's known for the choke slam just connected.
While the referee was tied up with Jarrett and the guitar, and I don't know. Look at this.
Jarrett is so smart, distracting the referee with the guitar, and there's the stroke.
The stroke flunked him face first. 1, 2, it's academic. After the choke slam, after the stroke, there was no way Hugh Morris was going to get up, and now look
at this. Oh, enough is enough already. He already caused the man to lose, now adding more pain and punishment to Hugh Morris.
What is he trying to prove here? What is this doing? What type of personal vendetta? What type of hatred would a man have?
Whoa!
Look at this, out of the crowd, out of the stands. Here comes Diamond Dallas Page. Yeah, oh yeah, Page coming in just in time. They were going to hit him with the guitar. They were going to take him out. And a man with all the concussions that Hugh Morris has had, Mike, couldn't stand a guitar shot.
DDP hits the ring just in the nick of time, and you see Jeff Jarrett and the wall powder.
For Jeff Jarrett, Diamond Dallas Page, 25 days out for Super Brawl, and you can be sure the guitar will come into play. But what about Hugh Morris? He is not done with his former members of MIA by any stretch of the imagination. We'll be back. A lot to come on Thunder here on TBS as we head towards Super Brawl Revenge. Still to come, World Champion Scott Steiner teams with Road Warrior Animal out of the Ric Flair camp to face out of the Commissioner Cat camp, Chronic. Plus, Mike Tenay, you'll speak with an orthopedic surgeon about the severity of Sid Vicious's injury that he suffered back at Sin.
Yeah, some very interesting things come out of that interview coming up later. We'll take you back 1 week ago, Monday on Nitro. Crowbar was given a chance to impress the boss, Ric Flair, but he fell short in a loss to the Cruiserweight champ, Chavo Guerrero Jr. Now, why would she, of all people, need a megaphone?
Or Silly String.
Well, Silly String, I can figure out. But the megaphone?
She's out here with Crowbar, and now Crowbar against Big Ron Harrison. Here comes the Heavy D once again.
Are you buying that cervical neck collar this week?
No, I'm not. The fact is, you saw the determination in the face of Crowbar here, Mike. He feels, after the talk he received from Buff Bagwell and the total package, that he's got something to prove to Ric Flair.
Yeah, in his mind, this is just another opportunity to step up to the plate, to make that next big step in his career and become a part of the elite of World Championship Wrestling, which, let's face it, at this time, seems to be the group headed by the boss, Ric Flair.
Guess what, Mike? We stand corrected. We have received word now that the Harris brothers are doing this under legitimate doctor's orders. There is some sort of cervical damage on Big Ron. So I apologize. But the fact is... No, wait a minute. What? Do you believe everything they tell us over the headsets here?
Did you watch the same match I did last week on this program?
If he's got cervical
you.
damage, you were sitting next to me.
Right.
If he's got cervical damage, Then why did he take it off last week and roll in the ring?
That's the question.
All right, well,
I'm not buying it.
We're gonna go with it. Daphne being chased away by Big Ron. I don't know if that.
I don't think the megaphone's working, and I don't think it really
I
matters.
don't think it matters. I think you're exactly right. All right,
That
Crowbar.
silly string out of here.
Crowbar and Big Ron Harris. And this one is going to be a brawl. You know what Crowbar's made of. You know how tough Crowbar is. I mean, the man is as tough as they come. He was found at a gas station in Salisbury, Maryland, for crying out loud. And we know what the Harris brothers can do, especially together and even separated like this.
Yeah, that's the key. Do not discount Big Ron Harris, despite that switcheroo that they pulled last week.
Oh!
Moves like that one. Spinning side slam on Crowbar. And you see the power and the strength exhibited by one half of this Harris brothers tag team.
The sides, look at these guys out here, and we have seen in this telecast what being fresh means. And of course, the Harris brothers, in that little switch that they employ so many times, know what it's like to bring a fresh man in the ring and how tough it is when you go up against identical twins. Shoulder block into the midsection. Crowbar is hemmed in there, nowhere to go. And you're looking at Big Ron at 6'9" tall, well over 350 pounds, and every bit as solid as they come.
Always impressive with the power game against Crowbar. Also surprising us with his agility in this matchup. Out of the corner, going to take him up.
Pick up, and he knocks him down with authority that time. Crowbar, no defense at all. As Daphne continues to scream on the outside, having no effect at all. That time almost a win. And that time, Big Ron Harris thought he had it won over Crowbar. Crowbar, though, as we've seen so many times, fights back from underneath.
So resilient and so much to prove for Crowbar. We saw earlier Lex Luger, Buff Bagwell, talking about how this was his chance to go out there and impress the boss, Ric Flair, and Big Ron Harris just shoved him off. Nice counter, nice reversal by Crowbar.
Here comes Crowbar again. He's climbing the turnbuckle pads, perched on top now, back towards his adversaries. Spotty, nicely done. Couldn't win it. No. Only a 2 count. The action you're seeing part of Enhanced TBS on TBSSuperstation.com.
Heavy D hooked the leg of Crowbar, and that just momentary distraction allowed Big Ron to extend the leg, connect with the big boot, and send Crowbar out to the floor.
No man's land here. You could see perched between 2 redwood trees, the Harris brothers. Oh! Up against the safety rail, Crowbar crashes. Exposed ribs that time, and Ron Harris hammering the back of the head, the top of the head of Crowbar here. Improvising on the outside. So many bad things can happen to you.
Whoa!
Oh, this time to the other side. Same side of the rib cage, though. That time by Crowbar.
Big Ron Harris just having his way with Crowbar. Takes him from one side of the steel guardrail all the way to the other, and Heavy D now from ringside.
But he has a doctor's note.
Yeah, insult to injury, putting the boots to those previously injured ribs of Crowbar.
If you think we're seeing a high-impact, a hard-hitting match right now, and we are, just wait till we have Chronic against world champion Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal. That is our feature bout still tonight in this telecast here on TBS. Whoa, what a match that's going to be. What about power playing going on between Flair and the Gap. Shoulder block by Crowbar, trying to mount a comeback here. Holding onto the middle rope is Ron Harris. No, 1-2, almost beat him. Finally got the sunset flip on. Crowbar, that time had nothing else to combat with. And it was a right hand by Harris that put him into the ropes. And here comes Crowbar again. Drop toe hold. Harris is down. Crowbar.
Back to the wrestling basics here for Crowbar. Dropping down, extending the leg, connecting with Big Ron Harris. Heavy D looking on from ringside. Keep an eye on him and that cervical collar.
There he is, Heavy D. And there's
jumping back elbow connected.
1, 2, no. Only a 2 count. A lot of reserve left in both men in what has become a very hard-hitting match in the Great Equalizer. Charles Robinson, I think, may have seen that. Warning now to Harris. Hitting the ropes. Big man, a lot of bulk coming off. He can do it again. Great execution of an elbow drop by a big man right there. 1, 2, and a 2 count.
You know, one would think that Crowbar has seen these matches involving the Harris brothers and that he or possibly even the screaming Daphne at ringside would be looking for that switcheroo.
Up and down. He put him down, put all the weight behind it as well. If Ric Flair, the ball series to cover 1, 2. 2 count is looking on. I wonder what he's thinking about the performance by Crowbar, as Crowbar was encouraged earlier by Totally Buffed.
Yeah, but remember, they laughed at him behind his back. They had the last laugh.
Yeah, well, that's the way they... Oh! A set out that time by Crowbar out of a sleeper hold.
Connected with the jawbreaker.
Could have been a desperation move by Crowbar. Back to the attack, full-on dragon twist under a hook. Put him down, covers in, could be, and no. And a 2 count. Neither man will stay down to this one again. Crowbar trying to win it.
The tenacity of Crowbar immediately going back for another pin, but he just nailed him, did Big Ron Harris with the clothesline.
Trying to prove now to Rick, look at this. Big Ron screaming at Daphne, and she runs away at ringside. Quite a cheerleader, isn't she, Mike?
Oh, yeah, that's great. That'll really inspire you.
Tried to pick him up, Crowbar got it hooked. Oh, reversal. And Crowbar drove him down. Crowbar could be a moments away from winning this thing.
Slingshot into the splash, doesn't go for the pin. Moonsault back.
2 great moves, 1 could be enough.
Oh, only 2.
Kicked down into it. Crowbar hammering the side of the head. But Big Ron Harris is Heavy D on the outside telling the referee, get him off. And now the referee with Crowbar admonishing Oh, wait a minute.
There it
here
is.
we go.
Amazing recovery again for Heavy D. Another miracle right before our eyes on Thunder.
Heavy D, and no one knows differently but all of us. And 1, 2, 3, and it was that easy. Freshman, Crowbar was Smith, and your winners, the Harris brothers. That's the only way we can say it, Mike. Winners, the Harris brothers.
Yeah, technically the winner, Big Ron Harris, because that's what was just announced, but we know that it was actually Heavy D that scored the pin.
I'd like to see that doctor's excuse. I'd like to see the medical write-up on Heavy D. The fact is, Crowbar was outmanned by the Harris brothers here on Thunder. We still got more. Stay with us. The action continues as we take a trip down the Jersey Shore. Here is the beach from the east. You're looking at Bam Bam Bigelow. And we talked about hard-hitting bouts. We're getting ready to see one right now, but hard-hitting, nothing new to Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah, 1 week ago, Monday on Nitro, Bam Bam Bigelow was sent out by Ric Flair to take out the Cat, but the commissioner prevailed over the Beast from the East.
The fact is, the franchise wants to use Bigelow. We've seen it clear-cut on this program to take out the dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner, who was instrumental in what happened on Tuesday night on WCW Nitro.
Just amazing the way the politicking continues behind the scenes in World Championship Wrestling as well as in the ring. For example, this matchup, Rick Steiner, Bam Bam Bigelow. Surely Bam Bam Bigelow is out to impress Ric Flair.
The DFG, one of the toughest men you'll ever find. Here's a man I don't think can be hurt, and a man who helped matters out, as we said, just last night.
It was last evening on Nitro. The dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner assisted the Cat as he scored the win over the franchise in a no disqualification bout, and the Cat keeps his job as the commish of World Championship Wrestling.
And the franchise, of course, sent into that battle by Ric Flair to get rid of the Cat as commissioner, but it turned all against him. And now the franchise has focused on Rick Steiner and his actions of a night ago, and now has sent the Beast from the East in there to get rid of Rick Steiner. Much easier said than done. This should be a war between these two tough guys.
Yeah, expect a physical confrontation between these two, and they haven't disappointed us already as Bigelow scores with a series of right hands to the head.
And still to come, you're talking about big guys getting physical, chronic. Adams and Clark against world champion Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal. That's all going to go down on this telecast. Oh. How about that? Short elbow out of the corner, and it almost KO'd him.
Might have, almost explosively out of the corner with a forearm type smash. He called it an elbow, whatever it was. He caught Bigelow right between the eyes and took the big Beast from the East down.
Steiner, a man who knows when you're down how to lower the boom, how to hurt you, and that's exactly what the DFG is doing right now. Look at this.
Look at this. Phenomenal belly to belly. I was curious if the weight advantage of Bigelow would come back to haunt him. He took him over.
He just muscled him over. That is strength in the legs.
I thought that the weight would limit the ability of the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner, to use some of his famous patented suplexes, but it hasn't at all.
So many times we overlook the strength, the power, the muscular leg development of all these remarkable athletes performing here on Nitro and on Thunder each and every week. But make no doubt about it, you can't get a guy like Bigelow up unless your legs are just so very strong. And now the beast from the east, just mauling Steiner. And it seems like every time you get Steiner, down to where you think you got him on the edge, he fires back with something.
Amazing resilience from the dog-faced gremlin, Rick Steiner, on the receiving end of the attack now by Bigelow.
Steiner, as you can see down, and it looks like Steiner may be a moments from being out, but look at Bigelow at the headbutt in the inside part of the leg, the groin area.
I think Bigelow's still trying to shake the cobwebs from that,
right.
one big forearm smash.
Yeah, that one elbow that came out of the corner. Snapped him over. Steiner in trouble, and Bigelow with a rear chin lock hooks it on. As we head now to the event in Nashville, Tennessee, Super Brawl Revenge. Only 25 days away each and every week right here on this program, and each and every week on Nitro. We're going to be giving you more matches which have been announced. We already know tonight, as a result of that cruiserweight battle, we have Chavo Jr. facing Rey Mysterio Jr. coming up for the cruiserweight title.
That could be the show stealer at Super Brawl Revenge, and WCW fans immediately following Thunder, you can talk to the commissioner, the Cat, as he joins Ryder and Borash on WCW Live. Check it out, Following Thunder on WCW.com. Great counter. Got him up and over.
Once again.
400-pounder in the air.
The raw power that Steiner, and then a Steiner line to punctuate that power. And they're barking here in the arena right along with Rick Steiner. Each and every time he does something, he amazes me.
That headbutt to the midsection momentarily stopped him. I think it took the wind out of Steiner, and Bigelow follows up with the big scoop and slam.
Bam Bam Bigelow, now at 400 pounds, is going to take flight. Watch out, down below, a headbutt. That could be the one right there. 1, 2, no, Steiner still has something left, and Bigelow thought he should have won the thing.
Not often that you see someone survive that diving, flying headbutt off the top rope from Bam Bam Bigelow, but Rick Steiner able to get the shoulder up at 2.
A lot to prove here.
Attempted the greetings from Asbury Park, caught him with another elbow, and got him that time with a DDT.
Bam Bam Bigelow fighting for himself, but fighting, of course, with purpose. Sent out here because of the franchise. So, Bigelow was so much on the line, right on the line here. Gets an elbow drop, and now a cover, and then, no, Bigelow barely got out.
What a war this has turned into between these two. Just as physical as we expected it.
Two heavy hitters, and we're not done with heavy hitters on this telecast by any stretch of the imagination. Look at this. You want to tell me a guy like this doesn't have a mean streak? Look at this.
Stiff knee shots to the top of the head of Bigelow, and Bam Bam is slow to get up.
Well, wouldn't you be? I mean,
not kidding.
He's
Wouldn't get up.
He's assaulting this
Got
guy.
him again with the DDT. That's the second time he dropped him on his head.
Look at the face of Rick Steiner. You never know what the man is thinking. He just bores ahead. He's setting up for the Steiner Bulldog from the top rope, and there it is. Yes. Bigelow is down, but is he out? 1, 2, 3. Mauled by the DFG.
I think that Bulldog off the top was almost academic at that point after those two vicious DDTs. The dog-faced gremlin Rick Steiner with an impressive victory on Thunder.
Ric Flair, you got your band of guys. We got ours. I only got 2 things to say. You want some? Come get some. You don't like me?
Dog-faced gremlin is as tough as they come. Still, one of the most dominant men you'll ever find. To prove it, we just took apart one of the toughest ever in Bam Bam Bigelow. Let's going backstage.
Was that easy?
What is this about? Did we miss the party? What's
Stooges up to?
I'll show you what Jeff. He's the commissioner, guys. No, please. You guys can't. You guys can't touch him.
Oh my God! The boss just sucker punched the commissioner.
He hit him with brass knucks. He just laid out the cat.
This is our boss.
That's the CEO?
No, this is the room they were coming from. What's going on? What's it? Who is that? Is that Diamond Dallas Page? And who's that over there? Is that Nash? They've been laid out.
You guys need to go to the ring, make these guys, hey, you need to go to, hey, go to the ring, make these guys pay. I got these guys, I got their back. Go on, get to the ring, go. Sure? I got their back, I'll watch them. Come on, go on.
Wow, Chronic.
But who's got your back, dog face?
Mr. Cheap Shot with the chain himself, U.S. champion franchise. I guess he brought Bigelow out here, so he thought he'd take measures into his own hands.
Bodies laid out all over the locker room area after those attacks right before the break, and then when we came back as well.
Someone we have not seen in years here on WCW television, but truly one of the most notorious, one of the most famous, and one of the most devastating tag team wrestlers ever in the history of professional wrestling. You're looking at Road Warrior Animal. And can you imagine who his partner is going to be?
Think of this dream team that's been assembled. Maybe it's a nightmare team for Chronic and the other people involved in World Championship Wrestling. When you take one individual from the Road Warriors, one from the Steiner brothers, certainly the two most dominant tag teams of the past 2 decades, put them together and you have Big Papa Pump and Road Warrior Animal.
Both men in the back pocket of Ric Flair, who, as we said so many times, cementing his power before the transition of the new owners is complete. I wonder what they would think about a CEO cheap-shotting, sucker-punching the commissioner like he did.
Do you think he's cementing his power, or maybe the new ownership might question that kind of conduct from the boss of an organization?
The bottom line is, right now, there's nobody around here to take action against Ric Flair. He's in charge. He is the man, but they are going to have to address many matters. What they're going to do, we don't know, and obviously, this horrible thing that happened to Goldberg has to be, I would think, I don't know.
Chronic, you had an easy decision. So you could have joined me and my friends to be a part of the new WCW. But you decided to join Kevin Nash. And tonight, me and the Animal are gonna show you what a bad mistake that was. As far as you, Kevin Nash, I'm no longer giving you the opportunity to walk away. Just like I gave Sting, Booker T, and Sid Vicious. And to be honest with you, I would have gave Goldberg the same opportunity if he would have been tough enough, man enough to remain here at WCW. So Kevin Nash, at Super Brawl, I'm gonna show you why when you mess with the genetic freak, you end up in the hospital. I'm gonna show you why I'm Big Papa Pump. I don't fake it, I break it.
Can't question that resume.
There is no denying the resume, as you said, Mike Tenay, of Big Papa Pump. But coming up next against Chronic, and here comes Adams and Clark. You want big hitters? You want a big-time tag team main event? Well, come on back with us.
Yeah.
Here we go with our feature bout, and before we get to the ring, a reminder, this coming Friday, the 26th of January, tickets go on sale for the Monday Nitro Thunder event in Huntsville, Alabama, on Monday, the 19th of February at the Von Braun Civic Center. So get your tickets on Friday, then they go on sale on Saturday. This coming Saturday, the 27th of January, tickets go on sale for the Monday Nitro and Wednesday Thunder event, coming your way Monday, February 26th, New Orleans, and the UNO Lakefront Arena. Get your tickets in New Orleans this coming Saturday, and here comes Chronic.
And it was wild at the conclusion of Nitro last night on TNT. At the end of that matchup with Nash and Buff Bagwell, we saw these four individuals all square off as Chronic went toe-to-toe with Big Papa Pump Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal. And as a result of that melee, of that brawl last night on TNT, they have been matched tonight in the main event here on the Superstation on Thunder.
Just about set to go. One more reminder for our fans in Baltimore. We'll see you on Monday with Nitro and Thunder. That's this coming Monday, January 29th, downtown at the legendary Baltimore Arena, one of the great homes of our great sport in the United States. We'll see you there. Expect a big crowd, and we expect a big-time matchup here. It's going to be Road Warrior Animal beginning. Animal we saw at Sin come in at the end. Sid Vicious down. Already the leg gets snapped when he had jumped off the turnbuckle. And that's another sore point. We are not taking anything away from a Scott Steiner. But Scott Steiner did not break the leg.
Yeah, take credit for it now all of a sudden.
Kind of human being would do something.
Take credit
That's
for
who would want
something
to
like
take credit. But look at Road Warrior Animal. Look how great he looks. The power. One of the most power. Look at this. A stalemate.
No advantage for either man here. Now boots repeatedly the midsection. And Animal connects with a power slam. Wow! On Brian Clark. Again, we talk about the history of this tag team, representing two of the most dominant teams ever. And off the elbow, Animal gets two. Brian Adams in for the save.
See how high up in the air he got that time, Mike, on that elbow drop?
Way up into the air did Road Warrior Animal. The sergeant at arms, the personal bodyguard for the boss, Ric Flair, and now back and competing in WCW off the shoulder move.
Two! Road Warrior Animal, one of the men that redefined tag team wrestling. There's no question about that. Tag is made.
I think you can say the same for Scott Steiner as well. You put him together as a team, awfully impressive. And when you put him in against Chronic, I think the main difference here is that Chronic needs to prove their dominance over a period of time like Animal and Scott Steiner have. And Animal caught him with a boot and then leveled him. What impact on that lariat.
He put a guy like Adams down like he was a cruiserweight. That time he ran right over. What a monster that Road Warrior Animal is, a testament to his power. And now you are looking at one of the most dominating, one of the meanest you've ever seen. I want to say we have had guys wear the strap before who were just honoring. But this guy is as mean as they come. He enjoys hurting people. I mean, we saw how he and all his cronies were laughing at the...
Whoa, wait a minute! Oh, full Nelson and the slam by Adams on Steiner. What a shocking move.
The world champion he put up in the air like, oh, down he goes.
Follows it up with the clothesline and takes him out to the floor.
Any man who would laugh at a broken leg by another man is not a nice man. And that is putting him mildly.
Laugh, he claims responsibility as we see Brian Clark come off the apron and connect, took both men down.
And now Brian Clark picks up where he left off, rolling the man in and back to Brian Adams. The world champion is right now reeling. Scott Steiner does not know what hit him. Oh.
Great teamwork, you have to give him credit.
I'm not kidding. And
double underhook.
Oh, look.
Oh, power bombed him.
He muscled, that was upper body strength, the muscle. 1, 2. No, and a 2 count. The man up and over that time.
There's the intimidation factor again. Always an important part of any Scott Steiner match, right in the face of the referee.
Well, he's got 2 men in there. He's going against it, will not be intimidated. So who does he turn to? Of course, the referee. Steiner, thanks to help from Road Warrior Animal on the outside, is in command of this match. Still a cover. 1. Can Chronic come back from this? There's still chance of Goldberg directed towards Scott Steiner. Ric Flair made sure Goldberg would not get a shot against Steiner's world title. And they're chanting the name of Goldberg. And I hope the new owners are listening. Into the rope. Foot to the face. Here's the cover. 1, 2, no.
How often have we seen Chronic almost as the underdogs in this match and on the receiving end of so much punishment from Scott Steiner and Road Warrior Animal?
Scott Steiner has lowered the boom. You're talking about experience. You're talking about power. You're talking about history in tag team wrestling. They just seem to fit. Steiner and Animal, of course, the team that has been on the forefront of WCW in the new millennium. Chronic on the other end, and now Adams needs to make a tag, and he is pushing his body, willing himself Clark straining with a tag on the outside.
Never more important that they get the fresh man into the battle. Adams connects with the kick and now makes the hot tag to Brian Clark.
Quick kick to the face, got him the chance to make the tag, which he did in Brian Clark. Is in, runs over the world champion, goes after Animal, and Animal's down on the floor, but quickly back up.
Great explosive shoulder block by Clark into the ropes. Caught him with the big boot and takes down Animal with the clothesline.
He is taking on Animal and the world champion here. Pump handle on Steiner. He's gonna try to, look at this.
That's the world's heavyweight champion, and he was able to escape.
Almost got him in the meltdown, but he did escape over the top. Wow, how did Steiner get out of that?
And how did he come back and answer with a T-bone suplex and then turn things over to Big Animal?
There's more to the world champion than offense, and now one of the trademarks of Road Warrior Animal, just running right through your opponent as he sends Adams on the outside. Animal sending Clark. He is now divided here. Can he conquer? He's going to try the pump handle. He's going to try the meltdown on Animal, who is upwards of 350, maybe 60 pounds. Look at this! Look at
Phenomenal!
this! Unbelievable! And it's only Steiner saved that the match going on. Can you believe what we just saw?
Chronic has proved that they belong in this matchup. Double shoulder block.
Running over Scott Steiner. Steiner down, Steiner out! All the way to the floor. Out of the ring!
Uh-oh, double team now on Big Road Warrior Animal. Double shoulder block for him. Could it be the High Times? Signaling to the crowd.
Can they get it? Can they beat this team as great as they are? This will be a major upset.
Buff Bagwell.
No.
Totally buff Lex Luger out as well.
The troops are out and they stop them short, but, and here comes the Cat. The Cat trying to help matters out. They're going to try to go back and do it again, Mike, but it stopped their momentum. Can they go one more time? Animal is in harm's way. Animal's in trouble.
He fought it off.
He muscled out of it.
Pair of elbows, caught Clark, caught Adams, and he blocked the High Times.
Where is Scott Steiner? Into a full Nelson. Look at this. The Cat being choked out here by Buff Bagwell. There's Steiner with that.
Meanwhile, in the ring, there's that High Times on Animal. Cover. Two. They did it. Chronic did it.
Meanwhile, Steiner was
Oh, my. Oh, no, not with that pipe.
This will go down as a major upset. Chronic has defeated Road Warrior Animal and the world champion, Scott Steiner. But guess what? It ain't over.
Here come the troops. Team Flair in the ring, putting the boots to Chronic after they already took the Cat out.
Nash is down in the back. DDP's down in the locker room. Steiner's been laid out. There's nobody to help out Chronic and the Cat here.
Whoa, out of the corner. Animal's got him up on the shoulder.
Oh, no. They are decimating the Cat and his troops. And they desperately need some help. And fans, we're out of time.